Hello and welcome to the live chat with Luminess Air. I want to welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us for our live chat. Now, if you've been here before, you know what we do. We chat. We go through basically everything you need to know about airbrushing, but this is a chat, so I do want to hear from you, whether you're on Facebook, our website, or Twitter. You want to make sure to reach out to us because, guys, I'm here for you. I'm Director of Education, and I'm here to educate. So I want you to know everything I know about airbrushing and how amazing it is, how it's great for your skin. It's not, especially in these summer months, it's not gonna feel like it's gonna melt off your face. It lets your skin breathe. If you have acne-prone skin, sensitive skin, mature skin, you don't have that constant pull on your face, so you don't have to worry about it. It's gonna be so much better on your face. And if you have teenagers that are starting out to wear makeup, they can start airbrushing, because again, you're not gonna have that irritation with brushes or sponges that we know we don't clean every day, okay? So let's get started. There's a couple of things that we go through every week. We do a drawing every week, and it's for a $100 gift card and 3 $25 gift cards that you can use at the luminousair.com. So if you're on our website, just enter your information below, and then if you're on Facebook, just share the video and that will automatically enter you into the drawing. And then we notify you on like Monday, Tuesday to let you know that you won and give you the promo code. I'll send you an email to let you know that you won. And then if you won last week and you're like, oh, I'm not gonna enter again this week, I'm not gonna win again, yes, you can. We've had several people that have won 2 weeks in a row, so don't wanna miss out on the free money, right? Speaking of free money, we also have a referral program because we know Luminous Beauties, you're talking about Luminous Air. You can't help but talk about it because you know once you get the airbrushing down and you're walking outside and all your friends are like, okay, what's going on? What are you doing differently? You are talking about Luminous Air. So we set up a referral program, and it's anybody you refer, they're going to get 25% off, and then if they spend $50 or more, you're going to get a $50 credit, and that's luminousair.com/referral. Again, free money, so you don't want to miss out on that, and then let your friends know all about Luminous Air, right? All right, so and you can always email me if you have any questions. If we've gone through the chat and you're like, oh, I forgot to ask her, email me. You can email me at heatherlive@luminousair.com. Photos, anything like that. Last week, and I can't remember who it was, sent me photos of her before and after. She's like, this is the first time I've airbrushed. She looked amazing. Susan sent me some before and after. She's getting so many compliments on her makeup as well. So I love hearing, those are like kudos stories. I love seeing actual Luminous users using it and looking so beautiful and feeling good, right? Because if you feel like you look good, then it's gonna show. Like if I know that I'm like, okay, I spent time on my makeup, and that changes my whole attitude. If I'm just running errands and maybe I just airbrush real quick and I don't have mascara on or my eyebrows done, I'm hiding a little bit. So we know that, makeup is a big part. We're enhancing what's already there, maybe covering up a couple things that we don't want anybody to know about, but makeup should make you feel beautiful. We're not painting a face. We're not turning you into something you're not. We're just enhancing what's already there. And with airbrush makeup, it allows that to happen because it doesn't weigh you down. It doesn't feel like pancake makeup. Like, have you seen some women, or even on Pinterest or whatever, you feel like you can scrape their face and then you'll see a line? You're not gonna have that with Luminous Air. So that's a good thing, right? Because we want our skin to breathe. I'm always hot and I don't want to sweat my makeup off, and the airbrush makeup will last 17 to 18 hours. And by the way, I'll just turn on the airbrush right now and use the air to cool me off. But it does last for so long, and it's non-transferable. So enough of that, let's get started. Now, remember to chat. I have a monitor here. And they feed me the questions. So if you have any questions, start going. Last week, Susan mentioned that she wanted to see eyebrows. So we are going to cover eyebrows. I'm going to do the airbrush eyebrows, and then I'm also going to show you the pencils that we have as well. So if you're not to the airbrush eyeshadows yet, you can use the pencil, but you're going to be amazed. Everyone that I airbrush their eyebrows on, they're like, whoa, it looks so amazing. It doesn't look like Sharpies. It looks very soft, and we're gonna cover that. But every week, I love to hear where you guys are from. I mean, we have them everywhere. So we have a lot from California, from Denver, everything. And we have people that watch like Canada. We have some new heiresses that are watching. Canada's watching, hello. She's one of our new heiresses. We also have, I'm sure we have both Susans here today. So hello, Susans. And Sophie and Tracy. I talked to Tracy yesterday on the phone. So I hope you're watching Tracy and learning all about airbrush makeup. All right, let's get started. Enough talking. Again, feed me questions. Ashley, I ordered the Luminess kit and I can't wait. Yay! So I'm so glad you're watching the live chat so you see what's gonna happen before you even get it, because we have, sorry, I always talk too much. We have so many people, they watch our infomercial, or they went to a party with an heiress and they're like, oh yeah, I'm so excited, yeah. And then they get it home and you see your box and you're like, I don't know if I can do this. That is the key, is learning everything you can, like Ashley's doing. She's learning everything she can about airbrushing before it even gets there. So that way you're not going to be intimidated by it when it gets to your house. You want to open it, you want to play with it. We always say use it 7 days in a row. If you can use it 7 days in a row, you're going to be an expert. Because just like anything, it takes some practice. And I hate to burst your bubble, but the first time you use it, you might not be an expert. And that's okay. Keep using it. Keep it in your hands. Practice with water. Once you get it connected, because it all comes connected. I don't know if I can open that. Your hose is attached to your machine. The only thing you have to do is plug in the adapter or the power cord. Put water in here and kind of play with it. Just feel what it's going to feel like on your face. You could also, did my voice just go up really high? I was like, just feel like what it's going to feel like on your face. Also you could do the moisturizer primer. This is colorless. It's a great one to practice with, and so you'll know what it's going to feel like. All right, let me take off a little more. I'm not going to take off my eyes quite yet because I don't know if we're going to have enough time, because we are going to go over, I need to take off my eyebrows though. La la la. Ugh. I never go to the house without my eyebrows, so this is very difficult for me. Now you also might be wondering, why the heck is she wearing her glasses on her forehead? Did she forget to take those off? I did not. The reason for that is, not that I can't see, but I'm hiding my grays, because this is another thing that I want to cover. If you can see all my grays, actually they're fake grays. I just sprayed them in. Yeah, right. Okay, so I do have a little bit of gray, and we're going to cover that as well, and you're going to be amazed. It'll be like magic. All right, so in your starter kit, what you get, normally you'll get 8 bottles of foundation. So you're going to get, or 8 bottles. You'll get the moisturizer primer. You'll get a blush. Now the blush will change depending on the kit. You get glow, whoop, and then you also get our bronze shimmer, which is one of my favorite colors. And then you get 4 bottles of foundation. Now you want to make sure that you mix these up, because there will be some separation in the bottles when they're shipped to you, because it's water and mineral based and it will separate. So just make sure you shake them up. You'll want to shake them up before you get started, because you want to see the true color so you can match your skin, okay? So first let's start out with the moisturizer primer. And I'm just going to add about 3, 4, 5 drops. It's about all I need, because again, with airbrush makeup, you're using 10 times less makeup. That's why it doesn't feel heavy or cakey. And the way it's put on, you're not having to cover every inch of your face, so we don't have to use that much. You never want to fill this guy up, because you'll waste so much. You'll realize you don't have to use that much. Now, going back to the fact you're not going to be an expert when you first start. When you first start, you might use 10, 15, maybe even 20 drops. The more you use it, the more you'll see that you're using less and less drops. That is one of the biggest things with airbrush makeup, is people are pulling too far back on their trigger and it's releasing too much makeup. So there is that really sweet spot that you just barely want to, you barely hear it and it barely comes out, because it will make it go a long way. Susan, I went through everything before I got my kit, the videos, the products, and watched the show. Oh, thank you, Susan. I'm so glad you did. That just proves that it's very important to do your, I mean, you can do research, but to me, I'm more hands-on. So I would definitely watch the videos, but I want to play with it. I want to see what happens. And I think I've told you this before. When I first learned how to airbrush, I was airbrushing on my friend's boyfriend, and I would do everything to mess up. So I colored in his lips. I did all this stuff just to see what happens. What happens when I pull all the way back and you get a mark on the face? Oh, okay, so it is like trial and error, but it's nothing that you should feel, scared or intimidated with, okay? So this is the moisturizer primer. Now, since it's the summer months, we do have a sunscreen, or if you have you want a heavier moisturizer, you can definitely use that. Just make sure it's oil-free. Now, if you use your own moisturizer, then you'll want to skip this step. I'm all about cutting steps, okay? So if you did that, you can skip this step. Now, the other great thing about this moisturizer primer is when you first get started, you might be a little heavy-handed, meaning you might be pulling back a little too far on the trigger. Well, you can put this on even after your makeup, and it'll help absorb into your skin where it won't look heavy or cakey, okay? If you've ever had someone say, oh, I don't like airbrush makeup, it looks too heavy, it looks too cakey, they haven't been airbrushed properly. They're not doing it right. Because airbrush makeup, everyone that I airbrush, they're like, it doesn't feel like I have anything on. It's crazy. Gives you tons of coverage, but then doesn't feel like you have makeup on. All right, so now when you're matching, we're going to the foundation. I can shake them up. I match me to my chest because my face is always white. In the summer I lay out, so I get a little dark. Now, normally I'm between a 2 and a 3, and I usually mix those colors. I have been laying out, so I'll do probably more 3 than I will 2. And then if you watched last week with Elena does, and we did it this way. I did lighter color here, and then the darker color mixed in on the outside. Elena had two different tones in her skin. So just play with it, practice. As long as you're getting the same result, I don't care how you do it. But I'm just showing you steps that we do. There's always somebody that will do it differently, but whatever works for you. All right, so I put my 2 shades in here, my 2 and the 3, more 3. Now I'm gonna call what we call back bubble. So I'm gonna put my finger at the tip here, barely pull back on my trigger, whoop, and then you see it bubbling. I call it making chocolate milk because that's what it looks like to me. All right, so mix those right in there. It's not getting everywhere. I don't have to put it on my hand. It's not on the counter. It's all mixed right in there. Okay, now I'm gonna go in and cover, I have some redness on my nose, some broken capillaries, so I'm gonna go in and cover, and on my chin too that I'm just now seeing, yay. So I'm gonna go in and cover that first, and then I'm gonna blend out the rest. Like I was saying earlier, with airbrush makeup, you're not having to cover every inch of your face like you do with regular makeup. We can go in, hit those problem areas, make them disappear, wave our magic wand, and then blend out the rest, okay? So I'll come in, I'll start on my nose, get rid of my Rudolph nose. I've had mine for 3 years and I love it. Carol, yay! Carol, I'm so excited. But Carol, back me up by saying you weren't an expert the first time that you used it, right? It took some time, but now you're an expert. It doesn't take long at all. But do you keep learning things, Carol, when you're doing it? I know, even I do. I mean, I learn new ways. You never want to stop learning. I mean, I always try different ways. When I talk to you guys on Facebook, when I go and answer all the go through all the questions, I hear different ways that people do it, and so I get to try it that way as well. And so it's interesting. It's fun to see if what works for you will work for me, or maybe it won't, and I'll do it another way. Kathy also loves hers. Yay, thank you, Kathy. Okay, now you start seeing that redness disappear. So what happens, and I want you to think of it as magic, basically. You never want to see it really go on the skin. It's just making those passes after the second and third pass. You want to look in the mirror and go, okay, I'm looking good here. So you never really want to see it go on. That's how light you're pulling back on that trigger, okay? So I'm going to go around a couple more. Remember to blend down your neck. I call it the 8th grade line, because in 8th grade we don't know to blend down our necks. Woo, I need to cover those gray hair. Oh, and I just spilled it everywhere. That's awesome. All right, so don't do that. I think I can get it. So now we have, I'll just tell you about our cap that we have, because when I was getting all excited, we have these pink caps that go on top, which will help that. But that's another reason why you don't want to fill this guy up too much at all, because if you do get excited, you're like, woo, I'm excited, I look foolish, then it won't spray out of there, okay? Because you also have to remember, you have to keep it straight at all times. You can't turn it sideways or dip it because it will come out. All right. Let me do a little more coverage here, a little more here. Now I am going to go in and I'm going to take the 5. I'm going to do a little bit of contouring. I'm getting a question. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4 drops, which I don't think I'll need that much. Oh, can you show how to contour? Yes, Lauren, I'm gonna do that right now. All right, so I just added, now normally I told you I'm between a 2 and a 3. I'm now taking the 5 and I'm going to contour with that. Now, if you've seen all the videos on Instagram or Pinterest or whatever, how they contour with regular makeup, they draw those funny lines and do all that funny stuff. Okay, with airbrush makeup, you're not necessarily gonna see those real sharp lines to blend it, because as you're putting on the contour, it blends for you, okay? Now, there are different ways we can do this, but the way I'm gonna show you today is I already have my foundation on. Another way to do it when you're first starting out is to contour first and then airbrush over that. What that'll do is if you do have sharp lines or maybe you hit a spot too much, then you can blend it out when you put your airbrush makeup on, okay? Does that make sense? So all right, get my hair back here. Now I'm taking our eyeshadow palette, and where I want that hard line or that, you know, where I need a contour, make sure it goes, okay. Go here. And this is just helping me make, you know when you make a fish face, that's where you want to contour. Right here. It's basically from your ear in to a point, okay? And then you can contour at your brow. Now I will go in, I did bring some of my powder to contour because I want to show you the different ways you can do it. If you're like, I'm not there yet, I can't contour yet. That's okay. I can try to get rid of my double chin that we don't want people to know about. All right. So I'm going to show you another part of contouring when we finish. I can't believe I just spilled that. Okay. All right. So now we have our foundation. We contoured a little bit. Now I'm going to use the glow. And the glow is our highlighter. So think of the glow as things that you want to stand out. That's what we want to bring forward. Contour is bringing it in. Highlighting is bringing it out, okay? So contouring, we want that chiseled jawline and that, you know, very prominent cheekbone, things like that. So that's what we're hiding. Now I'm gonna highlight. So I'm gonna highlight down my nose. I am gonna do my brow highlight, and then I'm gonna highlight just right under, let me make sure that's the color I'm getting, on my cheekbone. Now when I'm doing my brow, I'm gonna come in a little bit closer because I'm concentrating just on that brow bone. But see how it blends for you? You don't have a harsh line, but even if you did, like, okay, let's say I mess up. Can you see that? Like where it went, take your ring finger and just tap it off. Tap, 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 and it's done. You don't have to start over. That's what I love about it. I'll go down my nose a little bit more. All right, so I'm gonna blow the rest of that out. And then I'm gonna use the blush, and this is Tulip. Just trying something different. Now remember, blush, you only want to use 2 to 3 drops. That's it. At first, do 2 drops. Let it sit, let it settle, let it dry, and see if you need to add more. If you're a blushaholic and you're like, Heather, I love me some blush, that's fine, but you start with 2, let it sit, and then add another drop if you need it. If you do our blush until you see it, that's when you're gonna look cray-cray. So it will take it just takes a little bit of time to come up, you know, as soon as it dries. So you can even take your finger off the trigger and use the air to dry it. But because I'm going straight on my cheek area, I'm gonna come in a little closer, start my movement. And if you notice, the movement I'm making is basically that same movement I would make if I was putting on regular blush. So if I was going in there and doing blush, that's the movement I would make. Same movement with my stylus. I can feel the air, so I know that's where the makeup's going, okay? I'm gonna blow the rest of that blush out, and you'll notice, like you might not be able to see it right now, but you'll notice in a few seconds, the blush will start to appear, all right? So I'm rushing through this because the last thing we have is the bronze shimmer. I love the bronze shimmer. If you have this one, I want you to play with it. I use it as eyeshadow. I've even put it on my lips and then put a gloss on over it. Now that the summer months are here, if you have a halter dress or strapless dress, you can spray it on your shoulders, your décolleté, and it looks amazing. You can even mix a drop or 2 in your foundation and mix that together just to change the look of your foundation, because it'll give like a nice little glow. Now don't do too much because I don't want you to look like a disco ball, but just maybe 1 or 2 drops, okay? All right, so now I want to get to the brow and root cover-up. Now with the brow and root cover-up, you get 1 shade of color, and we have the black, brown, blonde, auburn, and platinum. And then it comes with stencils for your eyebrows, and it'll even come with an extra stylus. And that one you can use strictly for your eyebrows. I hope everybody's sitting down because this is gonna change your life. All right, now the black to me is a little too harsh, so I mix our black and brown, okay? Now I'm gonna put a couple of drops. Can you see this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Like a couple 4, which this is, I know, gonna be too much, but. All right, so I mixed the 2 colors in here, just like I would the foundation. Turn on my machine. Now I'm gonna mix the shades in here. And now you can really see that coming up because of the color. And you can pop the bubbles and wipe them off. All right, so now it's all mixed in here. Now, first, I'm going to cover my roots because those puppies need covering. But watch this. Look at that. Is that amazing? I love this stuff. Now, what you'll want to do is style your hair how you're gonna wear it for that day, and then only cover the parts that you need to. I don't need to cover my whole head if I'm gonna wear my hair like this the whole day. Now, I will want to cover, you can see some grays in here. Bam! This is great if you have thin hair. You know, we've all seen those superstars with ponytails and their hair looks so luxurious and thick. And when I put my hair in a ponytail, there's like bald spots or something. I'm like, what the heck? I guarantee you, and I know this for a fact, that they are filling in where you can see their scalp. It makes it look fuller and thicker. So even if you put your hair in a ponytail and it's not maybe super thick, you can use this to fill that in, and your hair is going to look really thick. Again, we'll cover the grays if you have grays, because you know we all don't have time to go to the beauty salon every 3-6 weeks. I'll do that a little bit, but I'll definitely want to get around my right here. Where else? Go up here. But look at that, isn't that amazing? Ooh. Yes, Heather, it is. And I can go back here. But look, I mean, look how thicker, I mean, my hair looks thicker. There's no more grays. Come on, it's amazing. We all know. All right, so I still have some color left in there. Now we're gonna do the brow. So it comes with all your stencils in here, and then you just hold up your stencils to see which shape you like best, or which one's gonna fit your shape. One thing I do love about this is, again, we don't always have time to go get our eyebrows done. If you get the shape that you want, you can put it on and then pluck around it, because then it's like plucking by numbers. I don't know, or connect the dots. It'll have your shape, and then you don't have to worry about, okay, that's how I want my brow. I'm gonna pluck everything around that. And that's the other good reason, or the other reason I love it. Okay, so I have my shape, and they're all numbered, so you'll know what number you are. Now, when you're doing this, you're gonna work on this part, the front part, to the arch, and then I'm gonna adjust it and do the arch to the end. So you do not have to worry that like, oh, this eyebrow doesn't fit. We're going to adjust it, okay? So I'm gonna take it, I'll start with this side first. I kind of bend it a little bit, line it up, and again, I'm only working from the top, the front part, the inside, to the outside. So I'm gonna go here. Now I can adjust it. Make sure you have a mirror and good lighting. Bam. Is that not amazeballs? I love this. But because look, it doesn't look like a Sharpie. It looks so soft. It's not too much. Now I will show you, I'm gonna tweak it a little bit, but now I'm gonna flip it over, but I need to wipe off the overspray from the other side. Because if you don't wipe it off, you're gonna get black all over your face. which I think I did right there. Never mind. Okay, isn't that awesome? I just love this stuff. Because see how my brow here like fades out? Like it's like, oh, brow, where to go? Here, let's look, bam, it's perfect, love it. All right, turn my machine on, line up the first part. Now my brows are also a little thicker than this stencil, and that's what I'm gonna show you how to adjust that. So, line up the first to the arch, spray, 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 light, light, light spray, adjust the tail end, and bam. How can I do this? Can I lift one eyebrow? I don't know if I can. It's too much pressure, I can't do it. But look at that, isn't that amazing? Look, I have full eyebrows now. I can wipe off the overspray. Now, if I wanted to go in, you could take our eyebrow pencils, you can brush them out a little bit and you can fill them in. So you can take our pencil, and let's say I just need to fill in this part here, maybe the top part, because mine, like I said, are a little thicker. And then I don't need to fill in that, but okay, let's say I messed up a little bit. I didn't see it, that it went down, need to go farther down. Maybe I need to bring it out a little bit more. I line the top. Eyebrows are so personal. These are things that I look for. When I fill in with a pencil, I always do it from the top. I don't like this is me, I don't like doing it at the bottom because it brings our eyes down. We're always wanting our eyes lifted, and I want my eyebrows up here. But I want my eyes open, I want to, be more open. So that's why I always fill from the top. Now, when you're working on lining up your eyes, take a pencil or your eyebrow pencil. Your eyebrow should start here. So like this one, I have to bring in a little bit more. Your arch should be, line up your pencil from your nose to the color of your eye. And that's where your arch should be. And then the tail is here. So that should give you a guideline on how to create your eyebrow. And you can definitely create them with these stencils because they're flawless. But when you're ordering it, I would order maybe, like if you got the brown, order a small black so you can mix them. Obviously depending on the color that you choose. If you're blonde, you're not gonna order black, right? All right, so I think, let me tweak this one a little bit more to come in. There, isn't that awesome? I just love that stuff. So Susan, we did that for you since you asked about eyebrows last week and I didn't have them with me. So I hope everybody learned something about the eyebrows and you're excited, just like I'm excited about them. So I think that's really all we covered. Is there anything else you want to cover? I don't know. With eyeshadow, because we didn't really cover eyeshadow, remember, take your baby steps. Don't be scared. Use your glow first for your eyebrow. Then you can go in with the bronzer and do the lid. But then, if you're like, Heather, there's no way I can get the crease, you can go in with a regular eyeshadow and do your crease with regular eyeshadow. But that way it gives your eyeshadow a great base and it's going to stay on all day. It's not going to crease, because I know some people have oily eyelids or sweaty eyelids or whatever. Then you're like, I can't keep makeup on my eyes. It always falls off or it just disappears. That way with airbrush makeup, it won't do that. You're going to have that eyeshadow that stays all day long. So that's amazing. So, all right. I hope you guys learned something. I hope it was fun. I love doing these every week, and guys, I really would like to hear from you. I love to hear what you want to see, because this is for you. We change them however we can to, for you guys. It doesn't do me any good if I just come here and do the same thing over and over, and then you're not going to learn anything. So any questions that you have, reach out to me, or let me know when we're doing the chat. We can change anything up. So I'm here for you guys. And now our promo code this week, because we did our eyebrows, is Heather EB2. Eyebrow 2, because you need 2, right? There should be 2 eyebrows. So Heather EB2, and that's good for 25% off your most expensive item in your cart. So you want to make sure to utilize that, and that's good for a week. So next week we'll have another one. It'll be a new promo code. All right, so don't forget to share the video if you're on Facebook. If you're on our website, just enter your information below for the $100 gift card and $25 gift cards. Don't forget about our referral program as well. That's free money, so you don't want to miss out on that. That's luminessair.com/referral. And I think that's it. we're here next Friday at 11:30. I hope to see my heiresses on here again, and I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Bye.